Hey y'all, it's May the 24th.
2016, and just a little minute ago I made a video concerning autism walks and an organization called Autism Speaks and how they're pretty much terrible. They're a joke, tricking you out of your effort and your time and your money and stuff, and I just don't approve of that. Alright, I don't approve of autism walks in general, just in the same way that I don't approve of diabetes walks. I don't approve of cancer walks and all sort of different, and civil rights walks, and just anything that you could think of to walk about. I gotta tell you, that's a bad idea. It's real bad. Alright, especially as a group of people. I mean, anyways, that's bad, right? That's what I'm here to tell you. Alright, but at the same time, there's definite progress being had in the autistic community, and there's also a gang load of awareness that you and I can become aware of all the time, and we don't have to wait for a walk. We don't have to wait for a special holiday. Alright? And with that in mind, I want to show you this one girl. I just found her today. Alright, and then I checked out her YouTube, and she's got a Facebook, and I believe a Twitter, and all that. Alright? Her name is Fleischmann. Alright? And I just want to put it out there. I mean, I've already checked out some of her stuff, and she's not exactly, first of all, she's autistic. Alright? Okay, just in case you were wondering. She's not exactly against autism walks or autism days and things like that. She promotes that sort of stuff. Alright, and that's cool. Promote what you like. Alright, but the reason why I'm bringing her up is because upon reviewing some of the videos about her and stuff, it just seems so obvious the different things that could be done in order to improve the life of someone you know who has autism. And literally none of it has anything to do with walks. Or awareness days in particular. So that being said, here's one video that we'll start off with. I might cover different other videos, but let's start off with this video real quick. Roll it. Roll it. Roll it.
Is CTV's W5. Here is Sandy Ronaldo.
Welcome to W5. It is a lifelong disorder with no known cause or cure. Autism now affects 1 in 150 children in North America, and the rates of diagnosis are steadily rising.
All right, Sandy Ronaldo, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. I'm gonna have to stop you, all right, because first of all, it's very debatable as to what could be causing all this autism, all right? People have their theories, she just said, nobody knows the cause of this stuff. Nobody even's got theories. People actually do got theories on it. Right? I mean, let's be real. Autism has probably existed since the beginning of forever and stuff, right? So as to say what originally caused the autism, that's anybody's guess, Maybe there isn't a direct cause. I would debate that there is, right? But really, the more interesting note would be, what is causing autism to be skyrocketing the way that you are saying that it is? The way in which most people across the board would acknowledge that it is right now. You said it's now up to 150, 1 out of 150 people here in North America. And from what I understand, since you said that, the rate has actually increased just like you said it would increase. And there are many people who have theories, pretty sound theories, as to why that might be taking place. But anyways, it is taking place. Right? It is. And you might consider the skyrocketing of autism to be a good thing or a bad thing, or maybe a neutral thing, You might be out there saying, well, that's a good thing, alright? That's your opinion. That's cool. It's cool with me. My opinion is that's a bad thing, alright? It's not to say autistic people are bad, because autistic people, I am on autistic people, alright? And autistic people have existed, probably since forever, but the way in which that it's skyrocketing, the skyrocketing rate of it, to me that's bad. But anyways, we're going to continue, alright? We got stuff to learn here.
And just as elusive as finding out why it happens is understanding what is going on in the minds of those who have it. But now, as CTV's medical specialist Avis Favre reports, one 13-year-old is offering a rare glimpse into the secret world of autism now that she has unlocked the words within.
It doesn't take long to realize there's something very different about Carly. She has all the behaviors of a disorder known as autism. The repetitive motions, the lack of eye contact and hand flapping, the tantrums and often unpredictable behavior. What's worse, Carly, who's 13 years old, can't speak, making communication almost impossible with her family and her father, Arthur Fleischmann.
It's incredibly frustrating. You know that she's trying to say something or do something, but that's only the very basics. She couldn't express emotion, she couldn't express her wishes or what she wanted to do.
Like many children with autism, Carly lives locked in a world of her own.
We would speak as if she weren't in the room, as if she couldn't hear.
I have to stop the video right here. Right here. Because the thing about it is what he just said, what the father just said about Carly. It hits very close to home for me. Right? And I want to explain this. Being the parent of an autistic child, it's very easy to fall into traps and, you know, and not seek to improve and seek progress of an autistic child. Right? When he said that we used to speak as if Carly was not there, as if she couldn't hear, I couldn't help but go back in my mind of an exact time when I myself came to that realization about my own daughter. I remember vividly bringing it up and being the first person to bring up that when we spoke of my daughter, more often than not, we spoke of her as if she was not present. Just because it seemed like she wasn't listening. But here's the thing about it. You don't know when your autistic child is listening. Perhaps they're listening all the time. And this is a trap that you do not want to fall into. You do not want to speak about a person as if they're not there, they're not present. Alright? You don't want to set low standards for your autistic children, because that's not going to be helpful. But we're just going to go ahead and see the progress that Carly is making.
And yet somehow inside, we always knew there was an intelligence, but no one knew how much.
Experts advised them it would be best if Carly was put in an institution. But her parents instead chose to invest in an intensive training program.
Carly, stand up.
It's called Applied Behavior Analysis, ABA for short.
Let's cut.
ABA is an exhaustive, repetitive teaching program.
Let's cut.
Skills are taught a step at a time, over and over, until a child finally gets it.
Nice cutting, Carly. Nice cutting.
Alright, you see that right there? That's one method. It's called ABA. Alright, it's a method used to teach someone who has autism. Alright, is it the very best method? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's a better method. And at the same time, autistic people, they're all like individual snowflakes, just like you and me and everybody else who does not have autism. Alright, is that the best method? I don't know. Does it seem like a pretty good method? Yeah, it does. Alright, how much does it have anything to do with walks and awareness? Nothing at all. Alright, nothing at all. It's way more productive. Alright, this is the productive side of things when it comes to helping an autistic person. It might take a lot of time, might take a lot of effort, but guess what? It's worth it. It's worth it. Alright, a lot more productive than going on a walk for awareness. Let's go ahead and continue.
Carly's mother, Tammy, felt it was the best chance of reaching the child within.
We've kept words and pictures in front of her face since she's been 2 years old, and we've never let up.
Carly herself bristles at the suggestion that she's being coached.
I need to tell everyone that I don't have a hand up my butt to spell.
And she says she's learned all that she knows simply by listening, answering with the typical sarcasm of a 13-year-old.
Can't speak, but I can hear. Duh.
What's more, Carly wants to go out on dates. And if she could date anyone?
Hopefully Brad Pitt. Are you crazy? He's hot.
I think Carly has a lot to teach us about autism. Inside, she is a perfectly typical, normal 13-year-old girl. She has crushes, she likes music, she likes to dance, she wants friends. She wants to be treated like every other normal 13-year-old girl.
Alright. I want to stop the video right there. I want to stop it real quick. Do you hear what her father just said? Her father just said she wants to be treated like any normal 13-year-old girl. Alright? That inside of her, she is like any normal 13-year-old girl. However, the functionality of her outside is kind of an obstacle in the way of that. Alright, first let me touch on these autism walks again, probably for the last time in this video. What you notice about a lot of these autism walks is they showcase a lot of children in them, right? Children. More often than not, it's children, hardly any older folks, teenaged autistic people to older autistic people. There are teenaged autistic people, and there are older autistic people. But might I suggest that chances are, since they want to be like everyone else who's normal, let's assume that that's the case, maybe that's why they're not out on these autism walks, alright? Singling themselves out. Maybe they just want to be like everybody else. Alright? And listen closely. I mean, you can hear it just from what her father said, that inside she's a normal 13-year-old girl, inside of herself. On the outside it's hard to perceive because of her neurological obstacles. You know what that's describing to me? Something that I already knew on a gut level anyways. Well, what that's describing to me is something of a prison. Right, this is for everyone who talks about autism like it's a gift. Right, because in a little way, I'll admit, in a little way autism could be considered a gift in an off way. But let's think about it like this. Autism, in effect, to most who have it, it serves as a prison. Alright, if you ever watch Locked Up or whatever on the television and stuff, you'll see all sort of things about people in prison. Number one is, when they're in prison, a lot of them get just amazingly creative and innovative. Alright, the reason is because they have a lot of time on their hands. Alright, so they have to work with what it is they have, and with all that time on their hands, they can invent and create some pretty spectacular things in prison. I want you to know that for the most part, this is a metaphor for autism. Are autistic people capable of miraculous, if you would call it, just extremely spectacular things? Yes, they are. Yes. But at the same time, is that not serving as a prison for them, for most of them? Alright, so if you're going to generalize and generally speak of autism as being a gift, you're saying that their prison is a gift. In effect, that is what you're saying. And I might just go ahead and suggest that if you don't have autism, and you're describing it as a gift, understand that there's a lot of people who have autism who would not necessarily agree with you. But let's go ahead and finish up this video.
Most of all, she's terribly frustrated by the limitations of her disorder.
I see lots of doctors, but they all say the same thing. They can't help me, or they say she should take this medication, but it never works. What I want is medication that is going to help me, not the doctor. I want something that will help me sit.
Now that she can type, Carly's self-esteem is soaring, and she's finding purpose to her life because she thinks her writing may help others with autism.
I am 13 and autistic, but that is not who I am. Take time to know me before you judge me.
See that? See what she just wrote right there? She said, I'm 13, and I'm autistic. But that's not what I am. Alright, that does not define her as a person, is what she's saying. And I can't help but relate to that. I can't help but be inspired by her saying this. And I can't help but to think of all these shirts, all these memes on the internet talking about, oh, I have an autistic granddaughter, oh, I have an autistic niece, oh, I have an autistic nephew, oh, I have an autistic little brother. No, you don't. No, you don't. You have a granddaughter. You have a niece. You have a nephew. You have a little brother. That's what you have, and they happen to have autism. See where you're messing up? I'm just saying this to help you. Alright? This whole video is an example of, listen, if you stop placating your autistic children, if you stop taking them on these walks, if you stop treating them as though they're little children, and they'll always be little children. If you stop talking about them as if they're not in the room when they clearly are in the room. If you simply allow them some space to succeed and excel, you're probably going to be amazed at how far that they can go. With or without your little autism locks. This is a point that I'm trying to make. Autism awareness is important. The way we go about awareness, that's also important. This is May the 24th, 2016.